Most people think estate planning is about money, but it's not. And a lot of people think a trust is only for the rich people. That's not true either. Let me tell you the real reason you need a trust in 2026. It shows up when your family is trying to sell your home, when emotions are high, when decisions need to be made quickly, and when everything starts to feel like it's falling apart. That's when it matters. And by then, it's too late to fix. I've watched this happen firsthand. Young heirs who had no idea what they were walking into. They were confused about the process, they were unsure who to turn to, and that stays with you. With home values where they are right now and baby boomers holding the majority of real estate in this country, more families are about to face exactly this situation than ever before. This might be the most important video that I made for any senior who owns a home and hasn't looked at this yet. I'm going to be very straightforward with you today. Whether a trust is in place or not changes everything. Not just a little, everything. How long it takes, how much it costs, how much stress your family goes through, and how much of that home your family actually gets to keep. I'm Tricia Garcia. I walk families through this month after month, and I want to make sure that you have what you need because this is too important to not know. If you're watching this, something probably brought you here. Maybe it was a health scare. Maybe you recently lost a spouse. Maybe a friend just went through a really difficult experience with their family home after they passed, and it made you stop and think. Whatever brought you here, I'm glad that you're watching because what I'm about to share is exactly what I wish more seniors knew before it became urgent. Here's what I know after working in real estate through these situations and what I see over and over again in our industry. The families who come through this with the less stress, the least cost, and the least conflict almost always had one thing in common. A trust was in place. And the families who struggled the most usually had nothing in place at all. I'm not saying that to scare you. I'm saying it because you still have time to do something about it. And that's exactly why this conversation matters right now. Okay, let's just talk about what a trust actually is. A lot of people hear the word and immediately feel like it's complicated or only for wealthy families. It's not. And before I get into this, I want to be upfront with you. I'm not an estate planner. I'm not an attorney. I am a real estate agent. But this comes up in my world constantly. And my team and I have sat across from enough families going through this that I want to give you a starting point. Just enough to know what you're looking at and who to turn to for the details specific to your family. Think of a trust like a container. A legal container. You put your home inside that container while you're still alive. You decide who's in charge of it. That's called the trustee. And you decide who gets it when you're gone. Those are the beneficiaries. That's the real core of it. Now, there are many types of trusts out there, but these are the most common ones that my team and I come across most often in our world working with families. A revocable trust is the one most people have heard of. Revocable just means it can be changed. So while you're alive, you can update it, change it, cancel it. You stay in full control the whole time. And when you pass, your home transfers directly to whoever you named. No court, no waiting, clean and private. This one works really well for families who want things to be simple and flexible. An irrevocable trust is different. Once it's set up, it generally cannot be changed. But here's when it actually makes a lot of sense. If you're planning ahead for the possibility of needing long-term care, an irrevocable trust can protect your home from things like medical recovery. In California, that is a very real concern that I see catch families off guard. The trade-off is giving up control. So it serves a different purpose for a different situation. And then there's something called Qualified Personal Residence Trust. Most people just call it a QPRT. I haven't personally come across this one in my real estate work, but it's worth knowing it exists. You transfer your home into the trust but keep the right to live there for a set number of years. If this sounds like it can apply to your situation, an estate attorney can walk you through whether it makes sense for you and your family. I'm just scratching the surface here. What I see on the real estate side is the end result of whatever trust was set up. And that's what determines how smoothly your home can be sold when the time comes. For the details on which trust is right for your family, that conversation belongs with an estate attorney. And there's one piece of the real estate side that I want to make sure you hear, because it surprises many families I sit down with. I want to be real with you about this one. When your family inherits your home, in most cases, there is a tax advantage built into that most families either don't know about or find out after they've already made decisions that they can't take back. It's called a stepped up cost basis. And the way your home is set up right now, whether a trust is in place or not, directly affects whether your family gets to take advantage of it. I'm not going to go deep on this today because I actually have 2 videos that break this down in detail. I'll link both in the description below because they are worth watching. What I want you to take away right now is this. The way you set up your home today directly affects how much of it your family gets to keep tomorrow. And the real estate side, that's what I can help you with. I want to show you what actually happens when nothing is set up, because this is a part that I really need you to hear. When someone passes without a trust in California, that home almost always goes through probate. And I want to be upfront with you about what that actually means for your family. What I typically see is this. Your family finds out probate is required and assumes it'll take a few months. Then it stretches 9 months, a year, 18 months is not unusual here in California. During that entire time, someone is keeping up your home, paying property taxes, maybe there's still a mortgage that needs to be paid, you have the utilities, you have insurance, you have the gardener, all of the general upkeep. And they cannot sell it. They can't make any major decisions about it because the court is still involved. That's a long time to put your family in limbo. And here's what I've watched happen during that waiting period. The longer it drags on, the harder it gets on the family. Not because people are difficult, but because everyone is grieving differently. Everyone is feeling the financial pressure differently. I see siblings who were completely aligned at the beginning start to feel the strain. And when there's no clear document spelling out exactly what should happen, every single decision becomes a negotiation. And every time I think about how a trust could have prevented most of it, not all of it, but most of it. Here's what I want you to really hear. Your home is most likely one of the most valuable things you own. You've worked your entire life for it. A trust is how you make sure that what you build actually gets to the people that you love, the way you intended, without putting them through something painful in the process. That is the reason you need a trust in 2026, not because of the money, because of your family. Here's what I tell you if you were sitting across from me. First, find out where you stand right now. Is your home in a trust? Is it titled correctly? Do you have a will? Put those documents together and review them. If you haven't set anything up yet, or it's been years since you looked at it all, your first call is to an estate attorney. Not next month, but soon. Second, understand what your home means for your family's tax picture when the time comes. A CPA who works with the state can walk you through this in one conversation. Ask specifically about the stepped up basis and what your family's net proceeds would actually look like. It's worth knowing now so your family isn't surprised later. And then third, when the time comes for your family to think about the real estate side, make sure they work with someone who actually knows this space. Inherited homes, probate sales, estate transactions, This is a different kind of process. It requires a different kind of experience. This is what my team and I do every day here in Ventura and Los Angeles counties. Whether it's a single family in Thousand Oaks, a condo in Agoura Hills, or a home in a 55+ community like Leisure Village in Camarillo, I help families get clear on their options and move forward with confidence. And when the time comes, your family is going to have a lot of decisions to make. I actually put together a free guide specifically for this. It's called the Inherited Home Decision Guide. It gives your family clear steps to protect your equity, avoid costly mistakes, and move forward with confidence. I'll drop the link in the description below. Grab it, it's free. And share it with your family so they have it when they need it. If you have questions about your home or you just want to talk through where things stand, I'd love to connect. You can book a free call with me right in the description below. No pressure, just a real conversation so you know where you stand and what your options are. And if you're watching this from somewhere other than California, I have a nationwide network of vetted real estate agents who specialize in exactly this. And I'm happy to connect you with someone in your area. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Tricia Garcia, and I'm here whenever you are ready. I'll see you in the next one.